Yes, it's better. Okay. Shalom uvracha. Today we will talk about Rosh Hashanah. You probably know that in all cultures in the world, they have Rosh Hashanah. They have New Year. I think there is no any nation that doesn't have their own New Year. In Africa, in China, in Russia, in all the world. And what it's usually happen that all New Year, all celebration of New Year, they happen with a lot of joy, a lot of fun. People always laugh and drink champagne, and they celebrate with music and dancing, and very, very, very a lot of what characterize us Jewish Rosh Hashanah. It's opposite. Pay attention that everything that we have, other nations, they have the same thing. They have also their prayers and their holy books and their festivals, their commandment, everything that we have, they have also. But when you analyze what it means, what it stands behind this idea of prayer, for example, or idea of the world to come, or what does it mean paradise, what does it mean angels, or what does it mean, you will see that it's absolutely different. Usually it's something opposite of all the world. And the same, it happened in New Year. When you check what happened in New Year in all the world, you'll see that Judaism is as usual opposite. What is so opposite? In Judaism, those days, Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, it calls, I don't know exactly how to say, I think terrible days. No, days it's not. How say?
Days of all.
Days of
all.
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 All. What does it mean? All? It's fear. And you say it in Hebrew. It's that Noraim, and also Eimat Adin, the fear. Days. It's absolutely opposite of what happened with them. Why? Why we always opposite of all the cultures, all religion, all philosophers? But in this specific question, why we those holidays and festivals, they are so look like so different than what usually happened in the world. Why? In order to explain that, I want to remind you that what do we celebrate in this day? You know, all Jewish festivals, they have some historical event that was in this festival. if it's Pesach, it's we get out of Egypt. If it's Shavuot, we get Torah in Sinai. If it's Hanukkah, we won in a war with Greeks. Every festival has a historical event. What historical event happened in Rosh Hashanah? Yes, please.
To clean up ourselves from inside.
Again?
To clean up ourselves.
No, this is the meaning of day. I'm asking about historical event.
Okay, sorry.
Creation. The world was created.
Creation of the world. It was created man, but like a creation of the world. This is a historical event. But if you think about, you understand that if we say the world was created, we understand that it was created for something. If it's creation, it means that there is a purpose. And if there is a purpose, it means that there is a meaning. And compare that with a materialistic idea that the world was nobody created. It happened by itself. It means it was Big Bang. So if it was Big Bang and nobody create, it means that there is no goal of this world. And if there is no goal, it cannot be any meaning, because meaning, it means something that you go towards something. You are about to reach some aim that stand behind of your movement. If you go to somewhere, you have to have like the final goal of your trip. And what they say, what the end of all the world, where all the world go to? How our universe will end? And they say our universe will die. I want to show you that. Please, there is idea that everybody knows this idea that it calls term.
The heat death of the universe?
Huh?
The heat death of the universe? Like the entropic
Entropy?
neutrality
Yes,
of the universe?
yes. Entropy of the universe. Yes, exactly.
Okay. Heat death. All heat will be distributed evenly through the universe. There will be no energy differentials.
Interesting.
100 billion years or something?
Oh, far more than that.
Maybe you will. It could heat death. Heat death. Maybe you read it's
So, from the one?
yeah.
WMAP, Fate of the Universe. Observations suggest that the expansion of the universe will continue forever. The prevailing theory is that the universe will cool as it expands, eventually becoming too cold to sustain life. For this reason, this future scenario, once popularly called heat death, is now known as the Big Chill or Big Freeze.
What does it mean? It means that not. It's like we see the sun is a source of energy, but sun is not no end energy. There is a helium in sun and hydrogen, and no end explosion, like a nuclear explosion all the time of those two gases. And the helium will end one day. It's like any gas in a car. It's like a gas station. It's one day will finish. So what will happen? Sun will disappear. And not only in our galaxy, it will happen. The same scenario will happen in all cosmos. all galaxies in the world will end, will finish. And then the temperature of all universe will be in Celsius, it's minus 273 degree below the zero. It means that it's a temperature that even atoms, they don't move. This is the death. It is the end of all universe. And it's not just idea. It's 11 years ago, two scientists they got a Nobel Prize that they proved this theory. So when you say where to this world go, what will be in the end, it starts from nothing and go to nothing. And so what's the meaning? And you know, human beings, or maybe all humanity, feels that instinctively or intuitively. They feel that their life is meaningless, and they write about that poems and draw pictures and play musics about that. Maybe one of the famous examples of that, it was a playwright that wrote Waiting for Godot. You've heard this play? Waiting for Godot. And
Andorra.
pardon?
Andorra.
Andorra?
It's in Andorra.
No. It's a play itself. Andorra, there is another play of, if I'm not mistaken, of Max Frisch. This is something else. Waiting for Godot, it's a theory. It's a theater of absurd, and they play this play that there are two guys. They stay in stage and they waiting for somebody. And maybe he'll come. Maybe he'll come. Oh, he comes. Look at him. No, it's not him. It's somebody else. But he'll come, and we're waiting for him. And they wait. Samuel Beckett, he wrote this play. Samuel Beckett. And they wait. And the end of this play, he didn't come. And I can give you a lot of examples in world culture that you can see that this is their main idea. Maybe you probably have heard it's very famous masterpiece by Michel Duchamp. It calls Fontaine. Fontaine, it's when you go to toilet. How it called this? Bidet. That's what he made. He says, you want to know what's the meaning of this world? Toilet. And this is one of the most famous and most influenced masterpiece that make effect in all art. Look at number 3 of I did. It's not so. It's not. I did like how paste, and I copy it in a not right way, so it's written. It's like confused here, but that's what they say. It's the most influent modern artwork. So this idea is idea of the life is meaningless. It's also Shakespeare, Imach Shmo. I say about Shakespeare Imach Shmo because he was anti-Semitic, and that's why I say about all anti-Semitic Imach Shmo. Doesn't make a difference who it is. It can be Kant or Dostoevsky or Jules Verne. Doesn't make a difference. Who is anti-Semitic? He's like a Hitler, Imach Shmo. So. Shakespeare wrote a very famous play that calls Macbeth. And he says there, what's the meaning of our life? Look, in front of you. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this speedy pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have light fools the way to dusty death. You see, where the world go? To dusty death. Out, out, brief candle. Life is but a walking shadow. A poor player then struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It's a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Think about, you live in ideology that your life is meaningless, signifying nothing. It's a play told by a tale told by an idiot. It's nothing. So, what's the conclusion? A conclusion is the best thing to do is to commit suicide. Why? Because you know that you're not so enjoy in this world, really. If you compare what more in your life you have joy or sorrow or suffering, I think more suffering. When somebody, not about us we're talking, not about Jewish and people, but someone's son die is much painful and harmful than joy that you have when he was born. And think about what kind of joy you can have. You know, we have some limitation in our body, limitation of joy. If you eat a lot of chocolate, after half a kilo chocolate, you will throw up, and after 200 grams, you will stop feeling the taste of chocolate. Really, there are all kind of experiments they made. They put demi chocolate, and after I don't remember exactly 200 or 300 grams, people doesn't taste. They don't know that it's not chocolate anymore. It's they do something that the same. It looks like chocolate, but it's not. They cannot
Differentiate.
How has it?
Differentiate.
Differentiate, yes. And it stays, no?
That just sounds low. That's only 5 Hershey bars.
No.
Oh, only 5?
Yeah, that sounds too low.
I don't know what is. Okay, try it and tell us after.
6.
If we do it as a department, we'll get very high turnout.
So take it instead of 5, then 10. Sometimes everything it's like this. We cannot. Not sexual joy. You can do. You can have every hour or every day, or not not other nothing. You cannot enjoy really. People imagine themselves. If I would be milliardaire, I will have. What you will have, it's not such a lot of thing you will have, because our something that we feel respect.
The only sensation that a human
sometimes
can't
they are
acclimate
very
to is
very.
pain. All other sensations and emotions, your brain stops feeling after a while. Only pain and suffering does your brain never stop experiencing.
Still acclimate to some extent, though.
You cannot. Pain is only.
Not pain, suffering.
It's the same. Like they've looked at it. It's like the same parts of the brain that experience suffering as experiencing physical pain. There's no way for your brain to acclimate to pain. That's why, like, I have nerve damage. The pain doesn't stop. Like pain, your brain will never stop receiving. All other things, your brain will eventually say, "No, that's it. I'm ignoring this."
There is even phantom pain.
Yeah, your brain will never acclimate to pain ever.
You see, so they say, so why should you leave? You're more suffering here. And maybe, okay, you are 25, 30 years old, but when you'll be 80 years old or 70, there is no already. You don't feel a lot of chocolate and others joy when you are old. So why you should live here if there is no goal, no aim? And that's why Shakespeare himself, after this monologue, he writes another monologue, also very famous, and he says straightly, you should maybe you should commit suicide. It's to be or not to be. You remember this monologue, right? To be or not to be what? Engineer? To be or not to be what? Professor, doctor? What to be? To be alive or not to be alive? That's what is the question. That's what he is talking there. And he keep knife. Hamlet, he keep knife in front of. I saw this performance in the Royal Shakespeare Company in London. He keep knife in front of his heart, and he say, to be or not to be, this is the question. And there are philosophers, they say straightly, not to be, don't be. For example, Albert Camus, in Myth of Sisyphus, he says, just a moment, he says like this: there is only one philosophical serious question. It's to commit suicide or not. To decide it. If this life, I translate you straight, yeah? If this life is worth that you will live this life or not, it means to answer to the main philosophical question. And another philosopher, that his name Edward Hartmann. He goes about according to philosophy of Arthur Schopenhauer. He lives in time of Kant, pachot or יותר, more or less. Hegel. So he says it's not nice to commit suicide because you leave other people suffering. So it's not nice that you do it alone. So what's the solution? All together.
Jonestown.
Who is this?
Jonestown was a settlement in Ghana.
Ah.
The entire community.
Yes. 60 people they commit, right?
No, about 1,000.
1,000.
Well, about 1,000 died. Some of them were killed. Some of them did it on their own. But about 1,000.
Also, a lot of cults in the U.S. that have done mass suicide.
Was that what they spiked the
The
Kool-Aid
US?
with poison? Was that it?
No, that was in
Yeah.
Texas or
Oh yeah, you think?
Wait, recently or
yeah, like 40 years
But
ago.
not you're thinking of the one in San Diego. This is far more people.
Write me how it calls this thing. It's how it calls this Johnstown.
It's not common, but it's like something
No,
that's
yeah, but
happens like frequently enough that it's strange.
He says that it's only if all the world, all human beings everywhere will commit suicide, then you stop suffering. Look at you have here. You also it's number 4. But unfortunately, also very confused and this and that. So I did another copy of that. So I'll read to you the right way. Hartman opposed the suicide of the individual as selfish and ethically reprehensible. But he argues for the release of the unconscious from the suffering when humanity, all humanity, everywhere, unites in the collective understanding that by willing of its own non-existence, the world process will cease. So, what we are talking about, we talk about the question of Rosh Hashanah. It's a question of meaning. What you celebrate. And I want to tell you a story that happened to me many years ago, 30 years ago, that I saw that all culture tried to make people not to remember that their life is meaningless. And it was in Russia. I went there to teach Torah and to Jews. And the people that they organized that asked me, it was in winter, they told me, please finish, a lecture was in 9 o'clock in the evening, and they say, please quit your lesson in 10 o'clock, exactly, not later than that. I say, why not later? That what happened? Why so strict there? Because in this day they celebrate Novi God. Novi God is New Year. It was 31 of December. And immediately after your lectures in synagogue, they go to celebrate New Year. I say, okay, so they came. And in Russia, this day is the most, the most,
Biggest holiday.
the biggest holiday, yes. Because other holidays, it was something connected to communism, something to revolution of Lenin, Stalin, and only one festival that they had, it was not connected to ideology. It was New Year. And for them, New Year, it's the most important, and they prepare to this day, and they awake all night, and there are all kinds of traditions, how they drink champagne, how they open exactly in the time of clock 12 o'clock, and for them it's very, very, very important. Presents, and they have a tree, a Christmas tree, and all kind of Santa Claus. Oh, okay. They came to lectures of Judaism, and they are with very nice clothes, fancy, very everything, with flowers, with champagne, cakes, and I say, "Wow, you're dressed so fancy, so nice. What happened? Why you did?" They say, "Because tonight it's Novi God." I say, "Okay, nice, but what it is Novi God?" They say, Novi God. But what it is? What does it mean, Novi God? You don't know? I say, no. What it is? They say, this is the day that this year finished and start new year. So what? Why you make a celebration for 1 year finished, another day? It's like in the calendar. You change one date, another date. So, no, but all the world celebrate that. So no, in Israel not. We have Rosh Hashanah. They, but we are more. We are milliards. We are 6 or 8 billiards people. Billiard people. We know it's very important. The day very important. I say, and why this day it's 30? All the world. It's a tradition. Say, okay, nice tradition, but why this tradition in 31 of December? Or because this is the end of who decided this will be end? You can make the end of F9 of July. No, it's the end of the month, so 31 of July or 31 of August. Why in December? So we don't know. I say, in Jewish tradition, every holiday has some historical event. In Pesach, Yetziat Mitzrayim. In Hanukkah, we won a war against of Greeks, and in Shavuot, we get Torah. We have historical event. What's historical event you celebrate now? They say we don't know. So what you? By the way, you know what the historical event happened?
It's the birthday of the first pope. No, what specific pope? Sylvester. It's the name.
No. They not celebrate that.
No.
No.
Winter solstice.
No, that's the 22nd, 21st.
And why winter? Why not summer?
That was to get pagans to be Christians.
But why winter? Why not summer?
I think they celebrate both. Like some celebrate the winter, the summer.
People get depressed in the winter. They need something to cheer them up.
So why not? Why not in 23rd of February?
Jesus was born.
He was in 25.
That's close.
No, but they moved his birthday.
Yeah.
That was for the pagans.
I thought it was because of the birthday of the Pope.
No. This is not the reason.
So what's the answer?
The answer is that in this day, it was day of Brit Milah of Jesus. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and in 1 of January, 8th day, it's Brit Milah. And they start this day in night in Judaism. So it's 31. They say, really? That's what we celebrate? I say, yes, you celebrate all the world. You talk about 8 billions of people, they celebrate Brit Milah of Jewish boy.
Sounds like a nice festival, though.
So think about what what the power Jewish tradition have, and what's the power of our mitzvot. That one Brit Milah, all the world celebrate, and you came here without with all your and you with all music and all that. It's for that. And then I ask him, listen, but what do you think? Why you don't know? It's not because you are a barbarian, you don't know. Most of the people in the world, they don't know what they celebrate. And what do you think? Why?
Because they deliberately try to make them forget.
Exactly.
Just like, don't worry about why, just have fun.
Exactly. It's make them forget. It's not natural. People forget things. No. All those what they celebrate, the way how they celebrate, that make them forget. When you drink vodka, you don't remember a lot of things. And when you came Santa Claus and he's jumping and he's running and he's all kind of thing, you don't remember what you do. And yes, when you joy, fun, and the dancing and this and that, you don't remember. A day of forgetting. This is the day, Rosh Hashanah, day of forgetting. And you know how it calls in Hebrew this day? Rosh Hashanah in Hebrew, you know how to say? In Torah it's written Yom HaZikaron, day of memory. This is the idea of Rosh Hashanah. Yom HaZikaron, that you should be aware that happened to you, what happened to you. And if you think deeply, you will see that what you celebrate, that you became closer to death. Another year, you became closer. You have less years to live. So what you celebrate, you try to forget this fact, and that's why you make a lot of fun. And in Judaism, we say, no, if this world was created, it was created for some purpose. There is for some goal. If there is goal, is purpose. If purpose, there is meaning. And that's why all the world, they celebrate their new year in Simcha, and Jews not. For them, it's day of awareness, of
Reflection.
yes, reflection. Yeah.
What's your source that actually was his birthday? Do we have like something in the Gemara? Because the Christians don't have a source on that.
Yeah, they have.
In the Gemara?
No, not in the Gemara.
So what's the source?
It's Christianity.
They say that now, but that thought didn't exist for the first several hundred years of Christianity.
They established Christ's birthday on the Council of Nicaea, in like 200 and something. 300.
Yeah.
But
No, prior to that, they think his birthday was sometime in the spring.
Yeah.
the part, it's a part.
No.
Again.
They in the Council of Nicaea, the Constantine, in Constantinople, they were trying to figure out how to get pagans to convert to Christianity.
And there was a Christian.
So they moved his birthday to the winter solstice so that pagans would be celebrating his
Yes.
birthday. Easier.
Okay.
That wasn't. They didn't actually think that was his birthday. It was a conscious decision to move his birthday.
And they think that he was born in
other times,
like April or May.
Yeah, there was a later fact. That's what I was asking.
But-
But I know that we have some. I know the Gemara makes mention of him being tried. Do we have mention of his birthday in there?
But if I'm not mistaken, it's what you say. Just it's part of Christians. Most of the Christians didn't think they. I
But
mean,
it was something that was made up. They wanted to get pagans to
But
convert to
in any
Christianity.
case, whatever day they move his birthday to, then because he was born Jewish, his Brit Milah would be 8 days later. So it wouldn't really matter whether it's actually his birthday or not. Whatever date they move his birthday to, if they establish the New Year's beginning on his Brit Milah, it's 8 days after the
I was
date
more
they.
curious if there was a source because I didn't know. Is there a source on that?
no. I thought those sources that I read, it wasn't Christianity.
Well, only Jews bother to keep track of dates from 2,000 years ago. Most other people don't.
But what I remember, it was most of them. They keep saying maybe there's some stream, some group of Christians that they think that it wasn't his.
It's accepted now, but I'm saying historically, you can look at the documents and the discussions that happened, and that they decided to. put his
yes,
birthday.
okay.
But now all Christians say that's his birthday.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
He was asking when his actual birthday
I was asking if we actually had a source. because the
no,
way you
no,
were citing
no,
it, I was
no.
curious.
Okay, so.
Because as he said, we keep track of dates better than most other people.
So what we are looking for in this day, what we are think about, how it calls introspection, introspect. This is the day, introspection. I think there is like two types of life. Type that your goal is to joy, or you're searching for meaning. You look for meaning. And you probably heard it's a very famous psychologist, Viktor Frankl, but people also relate to him also as a philosopher sometimes. And everybody knows his very famous book. He calls Man Searching for Meaning. But not a lot of people pay attention that what he tried to say, it's not that what is man's desire to find meaning. He tried to say that what it defined you as a man, that you searching for meaning. Because if your goal is to enjoy, it makes you be the same, you have the same goal as an animal. What's the goal of animal? To enjoy. In order to be a man, you have to search for meaning. And why people they're not doing that? Because immediately when you say meaning, it means something that obligates you, something that something limits you. And people don't want limitation, so they prefer to forget why they celebrate, why they are have fun and joy and that. What's the reason? No meaning. That doesn't mean that make a difference. They don't want to have meaning. And Rosh Hashanah, we have three elements that this is idea of Rosh Hashanah. It's Malchuyot, Zichronot, Vishofarot. Malchuyot, it's kingdom. Zichronot, it's memory. And Shofarot, it's shofar. You blew, shofar blew, you say blue, right? Blow. No, blow. So what's the meaning of those three elements of Rosh Hashanah? First, we talk about already. It's a zichronot. Yom zikaron. It means day of memory. Reflection, introspection, inside of you. So, and what you ask, what you think in this day, you think, where am I in this way that there is some goal, some meaning of my life? Where am I? I am get closer to this aim or not? And that's what I want to think about on Rosh Hashanah. Kingdom, it's Malchuyot, it means that that I aware there is a king. It just judge me. So this, what it means? It means that somebody care about me. For somebody, it's important what I did. It's not only king with crown that he make me no, or he angry me. It means that somebody pay attention what I'm doing. And if world was created by Big Bang and it was just explosion, so nobody care what you are moral, not moral, you are good, bad.
There is no moral or bad.
Yeah, there is no morality. And shofarot, the blowing of shofar, it means that there are things that it's impossible to define them. It's something go in from inside of you. It's like a scream of your soul. You're talking from your soul inside of you. You say something, something that it's impossible to express, to say something. There are, in other words, there are things that they not just above our life, not just external to our life. It's transcendental to our life. It's Kodesh. It's something that in another dimension of reality. And when you have another dimension, that is gives to our life any meaning, because meaning of everything, it's always outside of the thing itself. For example, what the meaning of that? This whiteboard, and there is no if no this pen, there is no whiteboard. What the meaning of this table? This pen, on this book, this if nothing will be on this table will just take place. It will destroy it. It will how say?
Detract from the meaning.
Yeah, it will mafria. How say it?
Interfere.
Disturb.
It disturb in this room. You understand what I mean? Meaning, it's always outside of the thing itself. So if this world, there is nothing outside, it's nothing external to this world, nothing transcendental to this world. To this world itself, meaningless. That is the idea of believing God. You believe that there is something not in this world. And that is the idea of shofarot. And to finish this story, also, another idea is, I told you already a few times, but it's important to say it again. In philosophy, there is one of the, I think, the greatest philosopher in past 100 years. His name, Ludwig Wittgenstein. He is like He's like Einstein in physics, or Freud in psychology. ככה Wittgenstein, he's in philosophy. He's a genius, absolutely genius person. All of them Jews, of course. Yes, Freud and Wittgenstein and all that. Einstein. So he says he wasn't a religious man at all. He didn't keep any religion, nothing. But he says the word of meaning, it means there is God. It's impossible different. This is the idea of shofarot. And when we say when we say to each other Shana Tova, we don't mean that you should have a nice day, have a nice day, have a nice year, or say Shana Tova u'mituka, it's sweet year, sweetheart. It's not. When we say Shana Tova, we wish you that you should have meaningful year. Shana Tova.